Namaskaram. Ah, resting time. It's too hot. So you just lie down for some time. So that's getting better now. Some like slight clouds and cold air, and this would be like a heavenly weather. Like nice breeze flowing. It's like literally walking in like heaven and enjoying like a park. Hmm. What should we talk about? Amanji. Hello, Aman who? The main thing like about consciousness, no, why it feels difficult for people is because in reality this is more like a miracle. It's not like a deduction or logical deduction. And a miracle has to be no sound again. Okay, we'll change this. These earphones don't work. These earphones work. Jityanjaya Rudraya Neelakantaya Vittaje. Okay, I think now it should come. Changed earphones, yellow ones. So as I was saying, no, it's like such a obvious stuff like consciousness and awareness. Yet it feels so difficult for people, like just because it's like a logical mind will try to find cause and effect. But the cause of all cause, it cannot have cause and effect. You understand? It has to be beyond cause and effect. So maybe you can linearly create a trail till there. Okay, cause and effect, Big Bang, whatever, cause and effect. This happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened, and create a series of linkage between them. That's how generally we create our thing, no? Like if I put a key in the car, then the car will start. Then if I press this race button, then it will move forward. If I do reverse gear, then it will move backward. So you are doing cause and effect. Similarly, we can do about like entire world also, like the water cycle is there. Like the water from the sea, it evaporates. Then the clouds are formed. Then the clouds go and hit a mountain or something. Then rain happens. But all of this cause and effect is fine, but it won't help you discover the ultimate cause. That is miraculous. That's what I'm saying. Like, once you discover that the existence itself is a miracle, then it's done. It's that simple. But most of the people, they won't see it as a miracle because it is full of negativity. They think like my life is so bad, like I have to work so hard physically and like that. I have been tortured, I have been done this and that. How can this be a miracle? A miracle has to be good in feeling, right? That's what generally people think. Like a miracle or something which is like supernatural, how can it be feel this bad or experience this bad? See, that's the main thing, no? Because you are looking through the lens of negativity, then you don't see it as a miracle. But if you uh, stop looking it as a lens of negativity, then everything is a miracle. Like just observing how you can feel anger, how you can feel frustrated, how you can feel fear. These are miracles, no? The ability to be even able to do all of these, the possibility that you can do it. How is that? That's a miracle in itself. But why people don't look at it as a miracle? Because you are told like anger is bad, you should not be angry, this is bad, this is good. So then it's basically the chip computer becomes more active. Then it has to process everything. It's like for every little act, I have to think about 100 different condition. Does it fall in the law or not? Does it fall in the morality of the society or not? Does it fall in the morality of the village or not? Does it fall in the morality of the house or not? Like every little act has to pass through so many filters and then you act. These are called conditions, right? Like your acts are conditional now. And in a sense, your thinking is conditional basically. Your thinking, you cannot think any thought. You are taught that, oh no, no, don't think this thought. This is a bad thought. This is a good thought. But why not look at like this ability of thinking itself? Like, yeah, this was I was saying. No, I told you this yesterday also. So basically, this entire world energetically is connected, right? Like, I mean, that is a very core power, siddhi, you can say. It's like, as I told, like the other siddhis or superpowers, like telepathy. So, telepathy is basically like you yourself is a energy movement box. Inside you, like continuously the blood is flowing, like heart is pumping. I am able to speak because continuously the brain is firing like electrical signals, and then it is directing my vocal cords how to move them so that the particular words come out. So in telepathy, what happens? In telepathy, what you have to do is this antenna, these movements inside yourself, you have to calm them. Once you calm them, then you are very easily can sense the outside movements. Like if somebody comes close to me, I will be able to sense the change in energy. And by the ability to sense the change in energy, I can kind of read the thoughts. Because that change happened because of that person coming here. So I can read their mental body in a sense. So in this way, when you are in a complete sync with the universe, at that time, what people say, no, तुम्हारी वाणी पे सरस्वती विराजती है, like that. So whatever you say or whatever you kind of like think, it will happen. Because now you are working on a different level. Energetically, you are pulling on the levers. It looks like it is coming in the word form, but is not really coming in the word form. That is manifestation. So many times, so many rishis, they will give like, okay, you will get pregnant in these months, or you like these things will happen to you, or if someone like who is sick, they come and it fits into the story. Then they will say like, okay, you won't be sick anymore, it will be cured or like that. The Neem Karoli Baba also has a story, no? He stopped the train. The train won't move. Now, how does the train won't move? So they convinced him, he's like, Baba, do something. Then he said, okay, if you respect the sadhu saints in the future, then I will make it move. So these things are very common in a sense. But these lies in a domain which is more like, spiritual or magical realm in a sense, in which you don't try to do it externally, but you go internally and you connect with the, what you say, Shakti. And then whatever change you make in the Shakti, that's why Shiva can. It was not 500 plus, it was like 7, 8. But yeah, that is easy. That is because if you control your mind, then it won't affect you. But what I am saying is more like external manifestations. So there is a story about him. That's why it's called Neem Karoli Baba. Because Karoli is a village where he stopped the train or something like that. That is the story. So all of these are possibilities. There are so many possibilities, right? We are not discussing it right now because all of this sounds very fishy when it is just heard in theory but not realized or not experienced by oneself. So then it will feel like then so much exploitation can also happen. Like people can fool you also. Like once you realize the core of you, then where does the thoughts come from? Thoughts are nothing but tendencies, right? Vrittis. And once you clear those vrittis, then you can connect with the universe. Connect with the universe because like everything is cause and effect, in terms of the energy, everything is cause and effect. Like the butterfly effect you have seen, no? So that same butterfly effect can even happen by just having that thought. That is the butterfly. Just thought happened, that thought changed the energy in such a way that it actually got manifested in the physical reality. No, you can ask any question. If I don't know, I will say I don't know. There can be some, material kind of stuff in which you don't know the names or how they are reading it, or some story that you don't know. There is a lot of stuff, no? Content is there, so much content is there. Any questions you can ask. I want people to ask questions. Indian people, they hesitate to ask questions. I don't know why. Foreigners, they ask so many questions because they are logic driven, no? But then they are too much logic driven. That is, which mantra you chant? I chant a lot of mantras. Like generally to bring my awareness back to the truth, in a sense, like to connect that you are infinite also, but you are living or you are playing in a finite world right now. And what world you are playing in? To connect these. That time I used like Shiva, 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 like just like normal like that. So you utter the name and then it kind of brings you back. Okay, oh, okay, so this was the game. Don't get lost. But that is not really a mantra in that sense. Then I chant a lot, like Rudrashtakam, Shiv Namaskara, Shiv Panchakshar is there, no? Om Namah Shivaya. Then this Nagendra Haray, Trilochanaya. What else? uh, Ashutosh Shashank Shekhar, Chandramoli Chidambaram, Koti Koti Pranam Shambhu, Koti. I, it's like I go by flow, no? So based on the situation that I am feeling, that I need to change my energy into. I chant like Kal Bhairavashtakam also sometimes. Depends on the situation. In between, I did this also. Hanuman Chalisa, Algiri Nandini for Ma. If you want to please Ma, then you chant Algiri Nandini. Nirvan Shatkam. Nirvan Shatkam I chant a lot. Like mostly every day. So next morning that पूरा मैसेज नहीं आया. Mantras are very powerful, okay? Don't take them lightly. They literally change the energy structure inside you. Like a typical mantra is kind of a energy code. So when you say Mahamrityunjay mantra, that if you keep doing it, it literally has power. Like in a certain situation, if you need that power, then you can chant it. Now, mantras are very powerful. Like the core of listening to a mantra is not to listen to the words or not to listen it as word in a sense. Listen it as a, like a instrumental music just played in a vocal sense. Like this one only, Nagendra haraya trilochanaya Bhasmangaragaya Namah Shivaya. So don't see like you are doing Namah Shivaya. That is all fine in meaning also. But the real way to kind of what people say, mantra ko siddh karna. Mantra ko siddh karne ka, like you have to reach to that level in which only the sound remains, only the energy remains. And then you feel the energy. You're like, oh, this kind of energy. Like this happens in songs also, no? Like when people go to gym, they play all this like Bhag Milka Bhag, Bhag Milka Bhag. So that song transfers that kind of enthusiasm or that kind of energy to you. Like this I used to do a lot. When I used to study, like people used to listen to like motivational songs, certain type of songs. So it works on psychological level also, like the meaning level. But the real level it works is energy level. So if you understand it on energy level, then it is something different. Same with the Om also. Like Om is basically three sounds combined together. So instead of seeing it as something like you are uttering some religious thing, we have to think like you are uttering a particular sound, and that particular sound will change things inside you. $33 गोड्स नहीं है, 33 टाइप के गोड्स है. लाइक उन्होंने गोड्स में भी कैटेगरी बना के रखी हुई है कि भाई इस टाइप के ये सब इस टाइप के है, ये सब इस टाइप के है, ये सब इस टाइप के है, ऐसे ऐसे. बाकी गोड्स क्रिएट भी किए जा सकते हैं ना, वही तो अच्छी बढ़िया चीज है. यू कैन क्रिएट योर ओन गॉड ऑल्सो. हर देवी और हर देव का एक मंत्र है, लाइक विच यू कैन यूज इट टू रियलाइज दैट गॉड. Like Kali has a mantra, Saraswati has a mantra, Lakshmi has a mantra. Then even like the forms of Parvati, they are like 9 different forms, like Dhumavati, and they are like very weird forms also. Like in one form, she is just like has cut off her own head and holding her head, and the blood is coming out of her head, and she is drinking, or the blood is coming out of her torso, and her mouth is drinking it. It's a very weird form. So based on your taste, like how much dark you are, or how much like tamas basically, or how much light you are, like sattva. So what is inside you more? If you have more light or sattva, then you will be more attracted towards like Saraswati and like calm forms of the god. If you are more like tamas and dark, then maybe like Bhairav will attract you more. Dark forms, the fighting forms of the god. So you choose based on your tendencies, and then you can recite the mantra. But mantra should be best given by guru only. Otherwise, it will be difficult. Yep. And not just like the motivational music, not in sense of the lyrics also. Like most of the motivation music is like a very loud music. It's like dun 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 da din da din da 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 da. So that kind of put like energy, because it literally is generating energy, right? When you touch the speaker, so like touch the speaker when some romantic calm song is playing. So then the vibration will be like this. When something loud is playing, it will be like dum 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 dum. So literally, it is changing the energy around you. So obviously, your body also feels it. How could I recognize I am tamas and dark or sattva? Very simple. See, I told like tamas is what people say like is darkness. Sattva is lightness. Sattva is more like living life like a saint, like very pure. Okay, you eat particular food only, and you don't do any kind of negative things in life. You talk to everybody. Like Buddha was full of sattva, you can say. Like Buddha was like sattvic only. He had no tamas inside him. Only sattva. It's like he has, like if you, there's a difference between like Ram and Krishna and Buddha. Buddha is like, even if you find like a serial killer, he will just like, oh, okay, fine. While the Krishna might not do that, he might play some mind game or something like that, because he has rajas also. So Rasic people, rajas makes you play games. Okay, sattva makes you just like a very pure, simple, honest, very disciplined person. Like a light, you are just sitting there. And tamas is like when you have like fighting tendencies, when you have aggressive tendencies, when you do everything. There is no eating discipline, there is nothing like that. So that is tamas. In personality also you can see it, like most of the criminals, they have a lot of tamas. They have a lot of anger, frustration, like that. So these emotions, they are tamasic in nature. The emotion of love, compassion, kindness, they are sattvic in nature. The emotions of passion, right? Or being busy, just doing, that is rajas. The rajas is like enjoying the game in a sense. Sattva is like just being a nice boy. Sattva is like a good boy. Tamas is like a bad boy. And rajas is like you are just moving. In some sense, like that's why you say but real spirituality happens when you go beyond the three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas. Like this sattva, rajas and tamas doesn't affect you, or you can use any three of them. Like for Shiva, he uses every one of them. When he's angry, he's so angry, like he can destroy the entire world. He doesn't care. So that time he's like a very bad person in a sense, right? He's a very ferocious person at that time. He won't listen to you. He won't do anything. But he is still aware at that time. So that's the thing. He can do rajas also. Like when he dance and when he do all of these things, that is rajas only. Like when he plays veena or when do like proper anything like that. And sattva is when like Shiva is just sitting silently with a smile on his face, like okay, this is it. That is sattva. Like the contentment and like that. Technically, like in Vedic, there are methods for using all of these. Like drinking alcohol is typical tamas or tamasic work. But even using tamas, also you can be enlightened. Even using rajas, also you can be enlightened. Basically, a karma yogi uses the rajas only to get enlightened. Because a karma yogi has to act all the time, right? They cannot just sit in a small hut. They have to work in the world. So they have to use rajas a lot. And then if you use it rightly as Krishna told, like just do your work however you can do 100%, but don't get too upset by the result. If you fail, that is also fine. If you succeed, that is also fine. Okay? Either you try again, or if there is no possibility to try again, then you leave and just try something else. Done. That is using rajas for enlightenment. If I get emotional too easily, never think to do any ditch with anyone. Let the karma play with him. Whatever will be going to happen. So that kind of I am with tamas, rajas, sattva. That is rajas actually. But if your emotions are fluctuating a lot, that means you are in rajas state. Because rajas means movement. In tamas, there is no movement. That person is very sure. Like a criminal doesn't question, no. They are very sure. Like, इसको मारने जाना है भाई, बंदूक उठाओ, उड़ाओ उसको. खत्म. Their mind is not fluctuating. Similarly, for a sattva person also, the mind is not fluctuating. It's a different way, but if you are going up and down like that, it means that you are in rajas. It means constantly you are fluctuating between the tamas and sattva. Laziness is tamas. Yeah, procrastination is also tamas. Depression is also tamas. Which tamas makes you sleep actually at the night. So if there was no tamas, then you won't be able to sleep. Because then you will be excited all the time. Then you will be working all the time. But after a certain time, the rajas runs out. So then it will like tamas takes over. Then it's like, okay, now just lie down at one place. Don't move. That's what I told, no? Like being lazy, all of these things, these are characteristic of tamasic character. Now all of these, like society sometimes look at this, that this is not good, that is good, like that. But these are features, basically. That's how the universe is created, by using these three characteristics. If you are thinking constantly, that is also rajas. That means you are constantly moving. Thinking constantly, you must have seen, no? A lot of people, they keep walking, like here and there. In movies also, they show it like that. There's like, okay, if somebody is thinking, it means that he's walking in the room like that, going this side, then going this side. That see, even the body is in a movement. So that it means it's not at rest. Neither at rest because of laziness, and neither at rest because of the contentment. If you are rest because of laziness or depression, that time also you are at rest. But that is a tamasic rest. If you are at rest because of your contentment, like okay, whatever is there, you trust, have faith in God. You are like, okay, whatever will happen, I will just do my stuff. So that time also you will be at rest. But that is sattvic rest. If you are not at rest, it means you are in rajas, which most of the people most of the time are these days. They're constantly doing stuff. They are like, okay, what to do next, what to do next, what to do next, what to do next. The entire day goes like that only. So the entire day is spent in rajas, and then in the night you drink or do something and all of that. Then you take in more tamas, and then you sleep. Sattva, there is nothing. There is no break in which you 15 minutes you just sit there and you are like, yeah, it's fine. Just 15 minutes, just 5 minutes. You are not doing anything and you are still fine. That is not there. Yep. So because the mind moves, no, and because of the movement of the mind, the body also feels the energy. So the body also starts moving. So many people, they keep talking on phone calls while moving and like hours spent. They don't even realize that how much they have walked. But if I ask them to walk like that, like let's say 2 kilometer walk you have to do, it will be so difficult for them. But on a phone call for an hour, they will constantly, I think, to 3-4 kilometers they will do. Meditation will always change everything. Meditation basically, all of these tendencies that you have, it will, their life will run out in a sense. So the one very simple incident I will tell you, where I used to sit in meditation, like in Sadhguru's ashram at Dhanalinga. So one like very common thought, or what you say, like mental visualization that I have is like, when you go deeper in the meditation, you see that you bring out your phone and you start scrolling, and then suddenly I realize, but I am not scrolling. I am so sitting in meditation only. Like, who is this one scrolling? And then I realized that it is basically the tendency to do it is so strong that it is coming again and again to manifest. Like the thought is coming, like do it, like do it, like do it. But in meditation, you don't do it. You just see it. You're like, okay, so this command is coming, but I am not following the command. Like my body, I am not giving it to you. Like the mind is saying, like do this, but I am saying, okay, no, body, don't do it. Just sit still here only. And like that, the thoughts will run out. So after some time, that thought won't come. Of like bringing out the phone and scrolling won't come, because it has run out its life. But if you act on it, then its life increases. Then it will become more powerful. Sadhguru, I learned yoga from there only, no? All the meditations and different techniques, hatha yoga, everything I learned from there only. That was the time I had like real meditative experience. Like I myself, I was realizing that I am like, this is my mental body. Like I'm sitting in meditation, but my mental body is going everywhere. Like I can literally, like you can literally see, like your mind like a dream, like exactly like a dream. But this time you are very aware. Like you are aware that you are sitting in a meditation, and all of this is just like a picture, like film playing in your head, and nothing else. Yep. So that is the basic of meditation. So what happens is, basically when the thought comes, but you don't follow it physically, you just watch or observe the thought. So the thought will run out its life. Maybe it will come again 2-3 times, but finally it won't come. It happens to everyone. No, every one of us happens. Like sometimes you are going through a breakup. So initially you are like, oh, I have to call her. I have to call her. I have to call her. Or let's say you go away from your village from a city to study. So initially you are like, oh, I miss my family. I miss my village. I miss my food. But after some time that thought doesn't come. Because when you don't give life to that thought, life energy to that thought, you just let it run. And once it start running, finally it will lose the energy it has, and finally it will die. That is the very basis, and that is the basis of how you reprogram your mind also using meditation. This is what I told you, like in the one of the ways in which like depression or mental health problems can be treated also by using meditation. This is the way. It's all of it. This is actually, if you do nicely, it's very interesting because you realize like, oh my god, like this is very crazy. It is like actually like magic only in a sense. Like you are daydreaming. Like you are literally, and they might come at a stage in which you consciously create your own dreams, and that is manifestation that we were talking about. Like now the thought is not coming by itself. Now you are making the thought come. You understand? It's like you are consciously creating the entire dream or thought yourself. You are creating what you will think. And at that level, that thought will be so potent that it will actually manifest in the world. Vedas is everything. So basically Veda explains like the entire structure of the world, how it happened, what are the different, like, energetically, what are the different things, what are the power of the mantras, everything they do. Like Sanskrit also, the first use of Sanskrit in a like knowledge form is Vedas only. Like that is the ultimate knowledge. This is like a cheat book of the universe. So they told everything about the universe. So like, okay, this is like that, this is like that, this is like that, this is like that. And not just in like, in a faith form or a religion form, but in a scientific form. They were like, see, this is how it happened, this is how it happened, this is like. So if you understand those books, then there will be nothing left for you to know in this world. That's it. But when people they couldn't understand or they couldn't really get what they are saying, then like different avatars come, they try to teach according to the times. Like Krishna, he gave Gita, he taught Arjun through all the different things. Like, see, this is like this, understand? This is like this is the truth, understand? When Buddha came, then he had different kind of problems or challenges before him. Like at that time, like the Vedic system become very rigid in a sense. Like most of the people, instead of understanding Vedas and realizing them, they just start cramming them. Like the entire book, like from the front to the back, but you don't really act on the book. So when that happened, then Buddha just scrapped everything. He was just like, okay, don't fall into all of this. I will give you a method, you follow my method, and you will be enlightened. So basically, based on the situation, you take a decision like what is the best for the humanity and what is the best way to uplift the consciousness of the humanity at that time. Yep, it's not that easy. That's what I'm saying. It sounds very easy. It's a very painful process. Have you seen those memes on like Instagram and social media? Like people have these memes in which they say like what people think spirituality is. So they think it's like, oh, compassion, be calmness, and all of that. You will be like a saint and sitting and you will be emitting light. But what really spirituality is like going through like literally like what they say, like dark night of the soul. Like it will feel like everything is breaking down around you. Like you are literally dying. That's how it feels. But once that is the only way to break ego. Because ego is a hard nut, no? It's like, it's a mechanism the brain uses to survive. So basically ego is a program in which one entity is created as I, and the entire programming of the brain happens so that this I has a maximum survival chances. So all the thinking, everything will happen so that this I survives. But what if I want to kill this I? Then it will be very difficult, right? I keep laughing all the time. Like right now I'm in a bus stop only. Like this is a very nice place actually. So many fields. This side's a village. Then this side also another village. In between, like a stream is flowing. And like once you again, the simple thing is that only. Once you realize what is a miracle is like something beyond thinking, and that is what you are. That is what this world is. But the logical mind will be like, oh my god. Everything is amazing only. Like I make it amazing. Whatever kind of condition is, then you get the best out of it. You see what is the best out I can get out of it, and then you use it, and then you be happy. If sometimes there is no internet, you cannot do live, then you do different stuff. If you are doing live, then you do live. If you are doing or walking, if you are sitting in some village talking, then you do that. That's what I'm saying. No, if you start looking at life itself as a miracle, they will be like, oh my god, I can do this. I can do this also. I can be happy, or I can be sad also. Oh, I can be angry also. Oh, I can be anxious also. So many different things I can be. Like then you start looking this entire machine as like a kid, like a curious kid. Like, okay, what else can I do with this machine? Can I do this? Can I sharpen my memory that I remember everything? Can I be so conscious that I can manifest this? Like that you will be, and if you live like that, that is very powerful. Can you be a saint at a time, and can you be a partner for hell? I didn't understand the question. Are you saying like can a saint marry or not? I mean that is evident, no? Like everyone, like Ram also married, Krishna also married. Even so many rishis also they were married. Like that's what I told like people, no. So definition of this spirituality is not the act that you do. It's not that you have to be angry or not angry. You have to be kind and not kind. The spirituality lies in the consciousness of it. It's like you are conscious that, oh, this is anger. Like inside you feel like, okay, you are angry right now. So this is how being angry feels like. Or this is how like being married feels like. But you are not attached to it. You are doing it, but you are not attached to it. If it is not there also, then also is fine. I mean, that's how I looked at the question. If you have a different question, then you can tell. Like people think, no, like a spiritual person cannot fight. That is wrong. Like most of the avatars, they actually fought directly. So it's not like fighting itself is bad. Like, there is nothing wrong in fighting. But it's about like, are you fighting from the consciousness of the ego, or are you fighting from the consciousness of that the magical consciousness itself? That this is like a magic world. Living in the present moment, Chetana is always there, no? Even when you are not living, I mean, there is nothing like not living in the present. I mean, it's not possible. It's like the physicist or the scientist will say it's not even possible that you can live in past or future. You are just living in thoughts at that time, basically. Thoughts of past and future. The real past and future you cannot live, right? You cannot. It's impossible. But you are living in the simulation of it. Basically, in your head, you are running, okay, if I do this, then this will happen, then this will happen, then this will happen. But that also you are doing it in present only, right? You cannot do it in the future. You are running a simulation, and then maybe the entire day you will do it. So first you create a blueprint of thought in your head, and that you can say that you are living in a future in a sense. But that is living in the present, thinking about the future. Chetana basically is the very basic core of what is making you feel that you are alive. What is making you feel that you are here in this world, that you are a living entity in this world? What is making you feel that? That is Chetana. That is the literal meaning of the word Chetana, like Chetan hona. Like मैं चेतन हूँ, मुझे पता है मैं चेतन हूँ, वही. It's very simple. That's why it's like very hard for people to understand. Because most of the people think like this must be a very big calculus problem. So they have to invent like CERN laboratory and all of this. We have to spend billions creating scientific experiments and all of that. But all of that is not needed. You just need to go to the source of your existence, the source of your life. What is the definition of the life? That you define. What is the meaning of being alive? What happens when you sleep? What happens when you go in deep sleep? Are you alive? Is someone alive in deep sleep? So when you ask the questions like this, then you will understand what Chetana or consciousness really is. Shiva, 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 Shiva. Okay, I think this is good enough. We'll move forward. I will rest for some time. It's hot here now. Half an hour rest. Then we will start walking again. Okay, take care. Enjoy life. Have a good day. Have a fantastic day. Namaskaram. Last question का answer please. बोलो बोलो. Last question. Shiva, 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 Shiva. देखो ना मैंने भेजा है, कहाँ भेजा है? This partner question. ये तो आंसर किया ना? Either the question is not clear. I used my own mind to make sense out of it, like what you actually want to ask. So I assumed it and I answered it. I don't know if that is the question and that is the answer. Saivaya Gauri Vadanacha Vrinda Shivaya Daksha Harnathaya Nilakantaya Rishabdhajaya Tasmai Nakara Namah Shivaya. चलो फिर कुछ नहीं है तो फिर कल मिलते हैं, देखते कल क्या होता है वैसे, बट सही होगा तो मिलेंगे। नमस्कारम, बाय बाय।